Bonnie is the 149th genetic experiment created by Jumbo with Hamster Wheels funding. It was designed to work with experiment 150 to steal many belongings and evade arrest. 149 and the other first 624 experiments were deactivated and smuggled to Earth by Jumbo during his mission to capture experiment 626. All the experiment pods were released and scattered across the island of Kauai. Lilo and Stitch the series. 149 and 150's pod eventually made their way into a supply of donut holes at Kiki's Coffee Hut. Officer Kahiko, who was off duty, bought a bag containing 24 donut holes at the coffee shack. He then took out 149 and 150's pod and, mistaking them for a new flavor, dipped the pods in his coffee, activating the two experiments, which proceeded to strip Kahiko and hijack his police car. The criminal duo next made a vain attempt to break into Gantu's ship, but were forced to flee the scene when Gantu, who had been notified of their activation, caught them in the act. 149 and 150 went on to cause countless robberies throughout the island until they were tracked back to their hideout by Lilo and Stitch. After the four got acquainted, 149 devised a plan to encourage Lilo and Stitch's unruly behavior so that they would eventually show the two experiments how to break into Gantu's ship.
I'm a hideout! I don't think...
How many times I gotta tell you? Leave the tinkin' to me. Those two goody-goodies are gonna help us break into that very high-tech, very valuable spaceship.
At first, Lilo and Stitch's naughty behavior posed as a distraction for 149 and 150, named Bonnie and Clyde, while they stole from numerous places. The following night, Bonnie and Clyde managed to convince Lilo and Stitch to help them successfully break into Gantu's ship. However, before the four could steal anything, they were ambushed and captured in containment orbs by Gantu. Lilo and Stitch were able to break out though, and the four made a narrow escape. When the outlaw experiments discovered that the police had found and secured their hideout, Bonnie convinced Lilo and Stitch to allow her and Clyde to take cover in the Pelican's house. Bonnie and Clyde attempted to hide in Lilo's laundry, but were discovered by Pleakley while the latter was taking out the laundry. Prompting the two robbers to tie him and Jumbo up and strip the house of everything. Jumbo and Pleakley were later freed, and then let Lilo and Stitch use the red one to chase down Bonnie and Clyde. While the two thieves were fleeing to their new hideout in Nani's dune buggy, they were attacked by Gantu in his shuttle, but saved by Lilo and Stitch, whom Bonnie and Clyde took back to their new hideout, the pre-robbed coffee shack. However, Lilo and Stitch suddenly revealed their true colors to re-infiltrate Bonnie and Clyde's hideout in order to capture them. When Stitch pointed a net cannon at the two crooks, Bonnie and Clyde attempted to escape out a window that was locked, but were blasted into a net by Stitch, handed over to Officer Kahiko, and sent to Kokawa Town Prison. Spike. Bonnie was one of the experiments in Pleakley's earwax group, alongside Clyde. When Fibber used his lie-detecting ability to prove that Bonnie was not as intelligent as she claimed, nor was Clyde at fault for getting them arrested, the duo got into a fight, which ended when Pleakley convinced Bonnie and Clyde to attempt hugging therapy on each other. Snafu. In Snafu, Bonnie and Clyde were officially paroled, thus allowing them to join Lilo and Stitch on a mission to rescue Gantu's captive experiments. They assisted by opening a passage in Gantu's ship so Stitch and the others could break inside. Leroy and Stitch the movie. The first 624 experiments, including Bonnie and Clyde, were rounded up by Leroy and taken to a stadium to be destroyed. However, Lilo, Stitch, Jumbo, Pleakley, Reuben, and Gantu arrived before the experiments could be destroyed. Bonnie and Clyde participated in the following battle between the experiments and the Leroy clones. The Leroy soon gained the upper hand, however, but were defeated when Lilo, Stitch, Reuben, and several other experiments performed the song Aloha Oi, which caused the Leroy army to shut down due to a failsafe mechanism. Special abilities. Bonnie is cunning and intelligent with a talent for stealing things. She has some of the basic experiment abilities such as enhanced durability and damage resistance, as well as having the ability to crawl on walls and ceilings. She can also speak fluently with a Brooklyn accent.
there, Blue Boy. Wanna jump us, huh?
Her connection to Clyde is programmed into her DNA.
I've never heard of that.
Trivia. Bonnie is experiment 149. However, in her debut, her pod is labeled 349, most likely due to Jumbo's untidy database. Bonnie is named after the bank robber, Bonnie Parker. She speaks fluently like Ruben, but with a Brooklyn accent, much like the real Bonnie. Bonnie is one of the rare experiments to not have black eyes like most experiments, having dark blue eyes instead. Bonnie's pod color is purple. The experiment pod container describes Bonnie as Experiment 149, primary function, theft and evasion. According to Bonnie's mugshot in Snafu, her prison number is labeled 2734. In our scourings across the internet for many experiments, we've actually come across a legitimate Bonnie experiment. However, we've been unable to track her down. However, thanks to some wonderfully creative people at Etsy, we were able to have one custom made. If you enjoyed this video, please smash a like, subscribe to the channel for more Lilo and Stitch videos, and leave a comment down in the comments section with who is your favorite experiment and which one you would like to see us do next. Until next time, aloha.